Yeah. So we shall now take the exercise problems on energy and power signals. Okay, and in the first problem, we have been asked to find out the energy of the signals. Okay, so let's see the first signal under this, that is given as x of t equal to e power 2t u of minus t. So this is the signal given. In the earlier sessions where we have dealt with finding out the energy and power, so these u of t or the exponentials were not there. Okay, some signals they used to give, and they used to rather give the sketch of such signals, and we used to find the energy by seeing the sketch. Or we have seen the signals which involve just the lines or the pulses. Okay, but here the exponential is involved, and along with the exponential, u of minus t is involved. Now, I've been again and again telling you, if u of t is there with any other function of t, what is the purpose of using u of t here? Anybody? Can you tell me? What is this u of minus t doing here? There are two functions of time. This is one function of time. This is another function of time. But if u of t or any form of u of t is there with another function of t, then this is just range defining function. Okay, defines range. Okay, what is the range? T equal to, anybody, what is the range of this? Since it is u of t goes from 0 to infinity, u of t's range is 0 to infinity, so u of minus t ranges from minus infinity to 0. Get that point? Defines the range, okay, which is t equal to minus infinity to 0. That means this e power 2t is what? What type of exponential is that? It is growing exponential, okay, ranging from minus infinity to 0. So this is what we need to extract from this particular example. Understand? Otherwise, you need to sketch u of t, then see what is u of minus t. So we all have done such exercise earlier itself. So again and again plotting and then getting to know the range is time wasting exercise. Understand that? So what saves time here is understanding the signal, understanding the range by just studying the signal, not by sketching the signal. Is that okay with you? So since they have asked us to find out the energy, let's not bother it is energy or power signal. Whatever it is, we have to find the energy. Understand that? So let's not bother. So let's take the energy here in this solution. Fine. Let's take the equation for energy. And mind you, this is a continuous time signal. And since it is a continuous time signal, we'll be using the integration minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. X squared t dt. So this is our energy. Okay. Now, along with this, what we need to do? We need to substitute now. Minus infinity to plus infinity. So it's e power 2t squared, okay, u of minus t squared dt. Okay, and one thing that we should understand here is we know that u of minus t squared is actually what? Anybody? It's u of minus t only because you are squaring 1 there. Okay, so therefore our e would be ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. So when you take this square here, okay, it is as good as multiplying that with this power. Okay, so in that sense we can say it is e power 4t, and you're left with u of minus t dt. Now this u of minus t is 1 from where to where? See here, this is 1 from, or 1 for, rather, let's say that. Let me make the representation simple. 1 for t ranging from minus infinity to 0. Understand? So that's why there is no need to go from minus infinity to plus infinity. If we go from minus infinity to 0, that is much more than sufficient. Everybody understand that point? Okay. So therefore, our E, the energy, would now be minus infinity to 0 e power 4t, and in place of u of t, you just have 1. It is just this. Okay, so this is all. We are able to reduce this to this particular equation because we know u of minus t square is u of minus t, and we know u of minus t is 1 for t ranging from minus infinity to 0. So that's why we are able to do this. Everybody's okay with that? Simple stuff, but yes, every signal that we have used, you need to know them well. Understand that? Okay, so now what we need to do after this? So we need to integrate this. So let's integrate. What is the integration of e power 4t? It's e power 4t divided by 4. Okay, and the range of integration, the limit of integration needs to be applied here. Okay, you can keep 1 by 4 out and apply this. So it is e power 0, okay, minus e power minus infinity, mind you, because t is there, right? T is minus infinity, and anything multiplied by minus infinity is minus infinity only. Understand that? So in that sense, it is this. So it's 1 by 4. E power 0 is 1. What is 1? What is e power minus infinity? It is 1 by e power infinity. 1 by e power infinity is 1 by infinity, mind you. Understand that? So it is 1 by infinity. So what I want to give you is, or let's just do this in this step itself. This actually happens to be 0. Okay, because since e power minus infinity is 1 by e power infinity, and that is 1 by infinity, and that is 0. So e power minus infinity is always 0. E power infinity is infinity. Understand? So in that sense, what is this? Therefore, E is equal to 1 by 4, or 0.25 joules. Understand this? Now, whether this is energy signal or power signal, by seeing this energy, is it possible to say? See here, this is the signal that is given here. Where? Yeah, this is the signal given. So if we had to analyze this, okay, as energy signal, we should have seen the what range. Range is infinite. See here, u of minus t is there. But e power 2t, what's happening with e power 2t? I'll sketch it. You just see what happens. What is e power 2t? E power 2t is the growing exponential. That means this is growing exponential. This is e power 2t. E power 2t is being multiplied by what? U of minus t. So that means it is this. Okay. So therefore, the product of these two, that is e power 2t into u of minus t, would be what? Would be this. This would be 0. So this will not be infinite. So seeing just u of minus t, you can say it is infinite range, but you should see what is actually the signal. The signal is this. Okay, so which is tapering towards minus infinity. As you go towards minus infinity, it would be 0. Before it goes to minus infinity, it would be 0. Understand that? So just by seeing this, we cannot say whether it is finite or infinite. We also have to see the signal that we are multiplying with this. Is that okay with you? So seeing this, it is very much understood that since E is finite number, the given signal is energy signal, but that analysis is not asked. But yes, we would be curious to know what is this energy or power signal. Just by seeing this, we'll not be able to say. So you find out the energy. If energy is finite, then it is energy signal. That's it. Okay. So let's take another signal now. Signal B, everybody. Fine. Under this, it is x of t equal to e power t minus 1, what? E power t minus 1 u of minus t. U of minus t, yeah, let's say u of minus t. So I'll just calculate the energy fast. Okay, so this again is some exponential. Let's not bother. So let's try find out the energy and see what it looks like. So every time you're asked to write the energy, find the energy, you're supposed to write this particular equation. This equation carries marks. Understand that? So this further can be written as minus infinity to plus infinity e power t minus 1 whole square. Okay, then u of minus t whole square. So this is how it looks like. Okay, as we have seen in the previous problem. Okay, so this can be written as e power 2t minus 2 into u of minus t dt. Why? Since u square of minus t, u square of minus t is u of minus t, mind you. This is the reason. Okay, then further this integration limits would change from minus infinity to 0 e power 2t minus 2 dt. Why? Since u of minus t is 1 from what? For t equal to minus infinity to 0. That's why we have written this. Okay, so in this range u of minus t is 1. That's why that u of minus t is substituted as 1, which is not to be seen here. Okay, and that is what is the meaning of it. Fine. Now what? So let's have this. So let's not have this. So it's minus infinity to 0 e power 2t into e power minus 2 dt. So which is the signal among these two? Which is the signal among these two? See here. So e power minus 2 is not a signal, mind you. Not a signal. Okay, that means it is just a scalar. It would just be a number. So keep that number out. E power minus 2, keep it out. Okay, and when you are integrating, just integrate the signal, that is e power 2t. Understand that? Now let's integrate and see what happens. Okay, integration of e power 2t is e power 2t by 2, and let's apply the limits of integration, which is minus infinity to 0. Fine. So let's have these scalars out. Okay, and let's apply the limits of integration. It is e power 0 minus e power minus infinity. So which means that this is 1, this is 1, and this is 0. You have seen in the previous problem. So in that sense, you'll be left with what? 1 by 2 into e squared. So if you see what is 1 by 2 into e square, okay, you will see that you will get that number to be 0.068. See, again, it is neither 0 nor infinity. It is a finite number. Okay, so the given signal is energy only. Is this okay with you? So this is how we have to be finding out the energy. Okay. So now let's take this. I think you can try this yourselves, everybody. Take down this problem. Problem number 3, where we are asked to find out the energy. It's x of t equal to e power 1 plus 2t u of 1 minus t. So this problem is challenging because you have u of 1 minus t. Understand that? Okay. Now do it yourselves. Yeah. Everybody just see here. We shall see where actually this u of 1 minus t ranging. So this is 1 is understood. Whether this is 1 from minus infinity to infinity or 1 from minus infinity to minus infinity, or which among these 4 would be correct as the range of this. Okay, to understand this, let's consider the signal as u of minus t plus 1. Okay, and we know that precedence rule tells us to shift first and then scale the shifted signal. So we have taken the shift. Okay, u of t plus 1 means it is as good as shifting u of t to the left by 1 position. So it ranges from minus 1 to infinity, u of t plus 1. Now if you take u of minus t plus 1, it is as good as taking the reflection of u of t plus 1, mind you. Okay, so if you take the reflection of this, it means that whatever is at minus 1 would come at plus 1, and whatever is there at positive t's would all go with negative t's, and whatever are there with the negative t's will all come with the positive t's. Understand that? So this is t, mind you. So what is the range now? So range is minus infinity to 1 or 1 to minus infinity. So these are all wrong. Is that okay with you? So we have understood the range of u of 1 minus t. Okay, so once you've understood the range, this problem is just the integration, is your mathematics. Okay, so let's find out the energy now. Therefore, energy E would be minus infinity to plus integration of minus infinity to plus infinity of x squared t dt. So I've been writing the equation every time. So you should also have that habit of writing the equations wherever it is necessary. It's learning. Something that you keep repeating is something that you don't forget, which you get perfect with. Fine. So let's not neglect minus infinity to plus infinity. It's e power 1 plus 2t square. Okay, and u of 1 minus t square. So while writing, we write this. Okay, then it is this. Let's take it as minus infinity to plus infinity. E power 2 plus 4t it would become. So multiplying this 2 with the power, and here is u of 1 minus t dt. Okay, since we have to give the reasons wherever it is necessary. U of u squared 1 minus t is actually u of 1 minus t. Okay, square any versions of u of t. Okay, shifted version, not the scaled version, mind you. Any shifted versions of u of t or u of t square is going to give you the same. You should understand that. Okay, now let's have the range. See, what did we say? It ranges from 1 to minus infinity, which said, right? So while integrating, we always go from minus infinity to 1. Okay, from negative to positive we go. So let's say it's minus infinity to 1, because if you write 1 to minus infinity, you're going in this direction. Okay, but integration is not done in this direction, mind you. So it is done in this positive x direction. So just leave this and go with this direction. Okay, so when we are writing, rather we range, if you take as minus infinity to plus 1, that is when it is correct in integration, when we are going with integration, mind you. Okay, so remember that. So it's minus infinity to what? 1. Yeah. Is this understood? It's e power 2 plus 4t into 1 dt. Why did I write 1 there? since u of 1 minus t is 1 for t equal to minus infinity to 1. So you have to give the reasons properly. Fine. Now, there are two exponentials, mind you. One is a signal, the other one is a scalar. It's e power 2 into e power 4t. So the one which is function of t is a signal. So this is a signal and this is a scalar. Keep the scalar out of the integration and integrate the signal. Okay, so that would be e power 4t by 4 and apply the limits of integration like this. Fine. So further it looks like e power 2 divided by 4. Okay, so it's e power 4 minus e power minus infinity. Okay, e power minus infinity is 0. We have been seeing that. Okay, so in that sense, what would this be? It would be e power 6 by 4. Okay, it is going to be e power 2 into e power 4, right? So it would be e power 6 by 4. So what is e power 6? E power 6 is actually this. You can just take this, you need not have to calculate. Okay, and if you do this calculation in the calculator, you'll get this to be equal to 100.86 joules. Again, this is finite energy. So since the energy is finite, the given signal was energy signal. Understand that? Okay, so this is how the things go. Now let's do this, everybody. Let's take the second problem under this. So under the first problem, we were asked to find out this energy and the three signals we took there. Now let's see this. Everybody just copy it down. Sketch the following signals. See, along with this problem, they may ask us to sketch also. Sketch the following signals and find its energy or power, whichever is appropriate, or power, whichever is appropriate, whichever is appropriate. Okay, so this is something that we have done earlier, but here you're asked to sketch the signals. Understand that? So the first problem under this is this. Everybody just see here. This is another way of representation which I have not explained you during the understanding of signals. Okay, so 2, 4, 1, 1. So this is what is the signal. Understand this? Now there is this arrow given. Fine. Now let's understand this type of representation. Now, what do you know? What information you can gather about the signal by seeing this? What information is available? Seeing this, what information you can collect? What type, what classification it belongs to? First classification, what is that? It's a discrete time signal. How can we say it's a discrete time signal? Because it is x of n. So this tells us that it is discrete time signal. Okay, and these are all samples. These are all samples. Now, when we say these are all samples, we should know which is the sample that is existing at 0. So this arrow tells us that if wherever this arrow is pointing, okay, it means that it points at sample 2, means this sample 2 is the 0th sample. Okay, so let's have the note here. Just have the note because this is the first time we are seeing. Okay, the above representation is for discrete time signal where the arrow indicates the zeroth sample, or n equal to 0 sample. Okay, and sometimes instead of giving this arrow from the top, sometimes they do this also. So this also is fine. Everybody understand that? Okay, so you should understand the arrow can be from downwards or it can even be from the top. Fine. So first sketch the signal it is telling us. So in the solution, let's first sketch. Okay. So we understand that this is a what? Discrete time signal. Fine. And this discrete time signal is having the finite number of samples, just 4 samples it has got. At 0 we have 2. At 0 we have 2. At 1 we have 4. At 1 we have sample 4. Then at 2 and 3 we have samples of amplitude 1. So this is what is the signal that you have to write. See, writing this as x of n is also important, and writing this n is also important because x-axis is n, discrete time. So this is the sketch. Now by seeing this sketch, can you tell me whether this is an energy signal or a power signal? Can anybody comment on that? Whether this is an energy signal or power signal? So one thing that makes it not power signal, it's not power signal. Okay, what makes us say it is not power signal? It is neither random nor periodic. So in that sense, this is not a power signal. So those signals which are not power, can they be energy? Are energy and power signals mutually exclusive? Yes, they are. If one is energy, that the same cannot be power. So they are mutually exclusive. Fine. But can we call it as energy signal because it is not power signal? Yes, because see here, this is what? Non-periodic determinant. Why it is non-periodic? Because it is not repeating itself. So that says that it is non-periodic. Okay, why it is deterministic? Because see, I know what is there at n equal to 0. I know what is there at n equal to 2. I'll be knowing what is there at n equal to 100 and n equal to 50 also. What is there at n equal to 100? 0. What is there at n equal to 50? 0. Understand that? So in that sense, this is a non-periodic deterministic signal. Understand that? So let's write that. Since x of n is non-periodic deterministic, it is energy signal. And since it is an energy signal, what we do? Therefore, we calculate energy. Therefore, we calculate energy. And since this is discrete time, mind you, we have to start with the summation n ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, x squared n. Now, how many samples are there of n there? How many samples are there x of n? There are 4 samples, right? Ranging from 0 to 3. Fine. So this can be written as, we can directly write this as x squared 0 plus x squared 1 plus x squared 2 plus x squared 3. So this is how the things go. Understand that? So what would this be equal to? So you just see the samples. No, from 4 samples are there. So this is 2 square and 4 square plus 1 square and 1 square. What would that be? 4 plus 16 plus 2. So that would be 22. Okay, so this is 22 joules. So what we have analyzed is correct. So this is an energy signal because energy is between minus infinity and zero. That means it's a finite value. Understand that? So let's go with B. Problem number B is this. Just copy it down, everybody. X of n equal to minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 1, and 0. And I'll take the arrow here for this time. Okay. Now it means that this is the zeroth sample. This is the zeroth sample. And what is the range of the signal now? Anybody? Sketch it now. Let's see. You will understand. So this is the zeroth sample, means this is minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3, and wherever, and this is for n equal to minus 1 it is minus 1, for n equal to minus 2 it is minus 2, for n equal to minus 3 it is minus 3, and for n equal to 1 it is 0. So the range of the signal is minus 3 to 0 actually. Okay, so let's sketch that. At n equal to 0 it is 1. At n equal to minus 1 it is minus 1. At n equal to minus 2 it is minus 2. At n equal to minus 3 it is minus 3. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So this is for minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So this is what is the signal x of n looks like. Understand that? Since we are asked to sketch, we are sketching it. That's it. Fine. Now, let's find out the energy of this. So if we have to find out the energy, since this is discrete, we have to take this n ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, x squared n. And since there are 4 samples, the samples actually start from this minus 3. So we'll write this as this. So at minus 3, at n equal to minus 3, we have minus 3 square of that. Okay, minus 2 square of that. Minus 1 squared plus 1 squared. So this 0 need not be written at n equal to 1. No need, because it's 0, right? So you can, there is no signal is the meaning of that. Fine, so it could be what? 9 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. So it would be what? 15, right? So therefore, energy is equal to 15 joules. These are quite simple problems, but yes, what was the need of asking you this? Because this is another way of representing the discrete time signals. Okay, so why this is followed? Because in the exam, if this has to be given as a problem, then representing the signal would become easier. Instead of giving this in the equation and then asking you to find out the energy of this, they can give you this, which is quite easy to type, okay, and represent. Find it just that easier way of representation, nothing big there. Okay, now let's go with problem number C, which again you need to sketch and see whether it is energy or not. And how, why did we go for energy here? Because this is x of n is energy signal. Why it is energy signal? It is non-periodic deterministic. Since it is non-periodic deterministic, we have found out the energy. Understand that? So in problem number C, they've given us this: x of n equal to cos n pi by 2. See, one thing that you should understand here is they've just said x of n is cos n pi by 2. We don't have any u of n multiplied by this, or u of n minus, or any shifted versions of u of n is not multiplied to this. What is the meaning of this? So if the range is not given, it means that this is infinite length signal with range, which ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity, mind you. It can range from minus infinity to plus infinity, or for simplicity, we know this is infinite length. So for simplicity, let's take it from 0 to infinity. And whatever ranges from 0 to infinity, the same would there be on the other side of n, that is from 0 to minus infinity. So let's see that. Now at n equal to 0, what is x of n? Let's say that in the solution, we have to sketch this, right? That's why we are seeing at n equal to 0, okay, x of n is actually what? Cos 0. What is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. Yes, right? Cos 0 is 1. Yeah. At n equal to 1, x of n would look like cos pi by 2, because n becomes 1 here. This n becomes 1. So what is cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 is cos 90, mind you. Cos pi by 2 needs to be looked at as cos 90 degrees. Okay, and that is 0. Okay, at n equal to 2, what is x of n? At n equal to 2, it is cos pi, or cos 180 degree. Okay, and it is minus 1. Let's why I'm just doing this is because I want to see whether this is repetitive or not. Okay, so I'm doing this particular exercise. At n equal to 3, x of n would be looking like cos what? 3 pi by 2. What is 3 pi by 2? Is 3 pi by 2 270? Yeah, it's cos 270. So this would be 0. Okay, so at n equal to 4, x of n would be cos 2 pi. Cos 2 pi is what? 360, and it is 1. Cos 0 is 1, and this is also 1. This is how the things are going. Now again, if you go with n equal to 5, will this repeat is what we need to check. And yes, that will happen. Understand that? So for n equal to 5, you can check. For n equal to 5, it would be 1. X of n would be 1. Okay. At n equal to 6, it would be 0. At 7, it would be minus 1. At 8, it would be 0. At 9, it would again be 1. So this would keep happening. Get that point? So this would keep happening. So that's why we can you don't have to show all these okay, you can just I just did this because you will have better clarity with this. Understand? So therefore, how we can sketch? We can sketch x of n as at 1 you have plus 1. Sorry, at 0 you have plus 1. At 1 you have 0. At 2 you have minus 1. At 3 you have 0. At 4 you have 1. Okay, and this will repeat because n is what? No range is given, right? So no range is given. So if no range is given, it means that n ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity or 0 to infinity. Understand that? So that is what needs to be understood. Since it is 0 to infinity, so this will keep happening, okay, for infinite number of times. Understand? And since this is infinite in length, and since this is repetitive in nature, okay, it is what type of signal? It is periodic signal, and since this is periodic, it's a power signal. Understand that? So how to find out the power of a periodic signal? Since x of n is periodic, so let me I think it's better if I write another cycle also. So it would be this. Five, six, seven, eight, 9. Okay, and where is the repetitive pattern? The repetitive pattern is from here to here. Okay, how many samples are there from there to there? How many samples are there? There are 4 samples ranging from 0 to 4. No, 5 samples, right? How many samples are there? Just a sec. I think I made a mistake here. I think I made a mistake here. So after this, I think what is x of 5? X of 5 would be 0. Sorry, I made a mistake here. So this 1 itself is repetition of this. I wrote the problem. I misread the problem. Sorry. Okay, so it's better you calculate and see and then decide whether after this it is. So this is 0. Okay. So at n equal to 6, it would be minus 1. Then at 7, it is 0. At 8, it is 1. Okay, so that is what here itself it is starting to repeat. Okay, so here itself it has started repeating. This is 0. At 6, it is minus 1. At 7, it is 0. Okay, and from where to where the repeating pattern is? The repeating pattern is from 0 to 3. Understand? Okay, and the same pattern would repeat here, and again there is 1 coming here. Okay, and for how many samples? How many samples are repetitive in nature then? So it's 4 samples. Understand that? So since x of n is periodic, okay, it is power signal. Power signal. The fundamental period is n equal to 4. Understand? So therefore we calculate the power. Therefore power would be given as 1 by n. We should not forget these equations. N equal to 0 to n minus 1. I took n minus 1 because in this summation also I need n number of samples. So n number of samples are used to divide this particular equation, right? So we need n number of samples only in the summation also. That's why it's 0 to n minus 1, mind you. Okay, then x squared n. Fine. So this is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, n equal to 0 to 3 x squared n, which can further be written as 1 by 4 into x squared of 0 plus x squared of 1 plus x squared of 2 plus x squared of So what would this look like? So it's 1 by 4. What is x of 0? X of 0 is 1, so it is 1 square. X of 1 is 0. X of 2 is minus 1, so it is minus 1 square. X of 3 is again 0. Okay, so this is how the things go. So it is 2 by 4. 2 by 4 is 0.5. So therefore power is given to be 0.5 watts.